Hello and welcome to the channel, Gemini. I am Marv, and this is Readings by Marvelous Madame THRU. We are going to be taking a look at the energy for the weekly energy read of the 21st through the 28th. Welcome to Gemini season, Gemini. It is your glow up month. The sun is shining in your first house. Beautiful energy for you. Okay. The website will change on the first of the month as it does all the time. And that's when you will see the beautiful June page up. I don't change my website pages by season. I change them by month. So by the time I make the June page available, we are typically already about 7 or 8 days into a season because the seasons change. The zodiac seasons change around between the 19th and like the 21st of every month. Okay. So welcome to your season, Gemini. I hope that it finds you well and in good spirits, lovelies. Let's go ahead and get started. Everything you need is below in the description box for you and your collective. I've taken the liberty of pre-shuffling your energy card for this week, and it is growth in an energy of 3. You went through the darkest of the dawn already. When the sun was in Taurus, it was in your 12th house. So now you're going to feel like you're getting back to yourself. And you feel like you've grown a lot, Gemini, and you probably have. You're probably starting to do things now that you never saw yourself doing, or that you turned your nose at, or you was just like, ew, it wasn't exciting to you when you thought about it. And now you done dipped your toe in that water, and now you're like, oh, Mercury, your planet is not out, is direct now, is no more in retrograde. Growth is a beautiful thing. And that is what we're dealing with. Learning, expansion, renewal, fertility, beauty, opportunities. Growing together. Growing as an individual. Outgrowing people or situations. Gaining knowledge, self-awareness, moving into alignment, all of the above beautifuls. Beautiful energy for you this week. It's going to be some energy that may not be all that, may not feel all that great this week, because there's going to be energy of, I believe, this square that we had. I didn't give any commentary about it, but if you survived and you didn't notice it, then don't even worry about it. But good communication coming up for you this week as well. Let's find out what the tarot has to say. Very good growth and communication, or there's going to be a conversation that goes on, all right, about your growth. All right, and communication. We do have 9 of Pentacles. We do have Chariot. We do have beautiful energy. Wow. There's been a fluctuation of emotions, but justice is coming to a situation if you needed it to. And I'm loving the fact that you got 4 major arcanas out the gate. All right. So, yeah, there has been a learning and growth and expansion for you personally. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. You're definitely walking into focusing on Big Willie style, taking care of yourself. Remember that album, guys? I remember when Will Smith's Big Willie style came out. Big Willie style, huh? Remember he came out with Getting Jiggy With It. I know I'm aging myself, but I don't care. I'm saying that for a reason. Everybody in the rap world hated on his album because they didn't look at Will as a real rapper. Well, that has some correlation into your reading. You know, I feel like people hated on you. They hated on you. They thought that they couldn't see your growth. Haterations. And guess what? You shown these folks that you can rely on yourself. Their self-reliance game is off the chain right now. It's Big Gemini style. You showing them your Big Willie style. Somebody you have to really show your growth to. I feel like this is a very personal reading, but at the same time, personal meaning that it doesn't really, it's not really a lot of folks here. It's not another person here, but there is an audience that's watching you that can't believe your growth and can't believe what you do. Maybe what you was too silly. What did you buy into the fact that maybe you were not smart enough to rely on yourself? No, you got more sense than a whole lot of folks. Okay? And then you're doing it your way. You're doing it big Gemini style. You got the energy right here. And I never noticed what he had on. Wow. You got the energy right here, the willpower and the strength to succeed. And no matter which one of these areas that you choose, you have what you need. Yes, in the heart place, you've had to, not always show your feelings. You couldn't, because when you show your hand, that's when they come after you. But what I do feel, and I'm going to clarify that, moon, I am introducing a couple of different 3 clarifiers in this week because I did not have time to give you a bonus. So this is my way of saying thank you for your patience. But yes, there's been a fluctuation and an up and down of emotions because of the fact that this is new energy. Growth isn't always fun. But what will be coming in is your justice. Your just due is here, and everything you suffered, endured, and laid down the tracks for is coming back to you. So in a way, yes, it does have something to do with somebody else, because I do feel like somebody doubted you. I feel very much so hateration, and you're doing it, and you had to go through your judgment. So it was a very direct and personal lesson that needed to be incorporated. And I believe that you did that on your own. In the past, yes, you could have been all over the place. You were the damn Knight of Wands. Maybe you were very passionate but had no direction. Maybe you were just all over the place, and whatever somebody else did and wherever somebody else wanted to go, you jumped down. There was no clear direction, no clear path for you. But I believe that has changed now. The top of the deck does show Queen of Swords. Now you are definitely focused. Now you're using that sword that you've been given. Now you're looking at things from a logical standpoint. Now you're doing things that make sense. All these major arcanas, OMG. Where do I start? But I think we are going to start with the moon. You've had mixed emotions about this because some of this, I feel like it could have just been a transition of maybe you got older. Maybe you went into a new phase of your life. It has not always been easy. Clarify the moon. Yeah. Your passion came back. There was a passionate new beginning, and you began to hone in on what made you happy. You also walked away from things that no longer served you, but maybe you took a trip. You came out of the blues, you came out of the sorrow, you came out of that energy where you were in. That's why judgment is here. You came out of the blues, you came out of the sorrow, you started to recover. And as you started to recover, you got your swagger back, Gemini. You could have been going through all of this shit last month too, in your when the sun was in your 12th house. Our time is coming. Because now that the sun is in Gemini, that means that Cancer is going through it. So yes, we do have the King of Cups. You focused on what you loved. You focused on what you loved and who you loved. If this was a love story, and you had to really wake up to something, and you had to grow into something, or wake up, if I can get this, you focused on what made you happy. You focused on that. You focused on changing the way that you thought about something and recovering from a disappointment. And you also focused on what you loved, period. I can't even make it up. This is beautiful energy. Your growth, you've grown in leaps and bounds. Let's clear this and talk about what remains now. Look at all your major arcana. Look at this. Who brought uncertainty? What uncertainty was in your life is disappearing. You're growing. Justice is here. The moon has been clarified. You're moving forward with confidence. You went through your darkest of the dawn moment with that judgment card, Gemini. What else? This was a beautiful energy because for once it didn't have nothing to do with anybody else. You love people. You love interaction. but you had to focus on what made Gemini happy. And the growth is evidence. You've grown or will walk into a real breakthrough this week. Like, share, and subscribe to the Marvelous Tribe. Gemini, this was great. I love empowered readings that don't got nothing to do with all these other folks. It don't matter what they think. It don't matter what they say. You remember what Lil' Kim said? No matter what people say, we got it going on. But you did it big Gemini style. I'm channeling that, getting jiggy with it. Go watch that video. I enjoyed that video, and I love me some Will Smith despite the controversy. I really do. And I remember how much he got hated on. That popped in my head for a reason. Who hating on you? You grew up. You didn't grow it up. I'll see you guys soon. Bye, guys.